Hi friends. So we've talked about what does it take to get your dream job. Today I want to talk about what is it that matters or what does it take for you to be successful in your first job or your dream job or any time later in your career. Technical expertise and hard work are definitely given. But there are a lot of other soft skills that go a long way in deciding how successful you will be at your job. First most that comes to my mind is humility. So when I say humility, what does it really mean? You're just starting off in your career or maybe even later. You must remember that you're just a cog in a gear that's driving a big machinery. And your humility should come in from the fact that it's you who has to fit in well to make that function work very well and in the favor for your company to justify your role and your presence over there. I'll give you one example here. I had a very bright kid from a premier college who joined me a couple of months back. He was hired as trade shopper marketing manager, or in some companies you call it market operations manager. And apart from other work like ensuring the right point of sale merchandise, having the right schemes communicated to the sales teams, etc., his job also was to make sure that the right amount of merchandising material is available with each and every distributor. Now for me as a personal project, this was very important because we were constantly struggling. Our depots were sitting on tons and tons of this POS material, but none of our distributors were having adequate stock. As a result, our visibility in stores was poor. As a business head, this was extremely important for me, and I gave it to the best guy I thought from an intelligence point of view and speed and passion point of view would do it. Now, he somehow thought this job was too mundane and trivial for someone like him who came from a premium college. So what did he do? He mentally just switched off. He said, okay, fine, I'll do the allocations. He spoke to each of the area sales managers who told him, well, they needed 100. Okay. And very smartly, he went and he allocated 100 posters of his choice to each and every distributor. What was the outcome? Well, we had incurred logistics costs. 1 month down the line, while he was telling me he's doing the job, he's getting it done, 1 month down the line, all of my distributors who service maybe 20,000 outlets or 10,000 outlets were sitting with 100 posters each. What does it mean? It was a disaster. He didn't bother to understand what the 100 coming in from the ASMs meant. He didn't talk to the factory or the supply chain people to understand how was the POS that he had to distribute bundled. When our ASM said 100, they basically meant they wanted 100 bundles of the merchandising material that was available. He simply punched in 100 posters. That's where all I want to highlight by this example. Even if the job that's given to you does not excite you, have the humility to reach out to each and every person, no matter how senior or junior. That's another point I want to make. There's a lot more that you will learn from people junior to you if you stay humble and reach out, and they are the ones who will truly help you succeed in these kind of assignments where there's so much to understand. What does a unit mean in an organization? Right? Your manager might just give you very top line instructions. Understanding them would mean you collaborate and make friends at workplace. The second point I wanted to make, especially about a lot of youngsters, simply because that's the way they're used to be talking. Avoid curt talk. At work, people are really busy. They have limited interactions with you. The way you talk to them, that's the impression they'll carry with them about you. So listen intently, be polite, be humble when you're talking to people. A lot of your but conversations, but this ma'am, or but no, I don't agree, hey, that's not the way to do it. This kind of talk is best reserved for coffee table conversations or for a later time when you know your manager well, when you know your seniors well, or even your peers, and you're simply having free-flowing brainstorming sessions. When you're starting off on a new job, stay polite, stay humble. The third point, which is very important for a lot of you who claim to, be the big picture person, no matter how big picture person you are. Early on in your career and maybe even later, you really need to have a balance between eye for detail and having the big picture. Your manager is depending on you to thoroughly check the work that's been assigned to you. You simply cannot have an oversight. You build your trust when you dish out accurate work of excellence. If your boss, I'm just taking another example over here, if your boss has asked you to run some financial scenarios and the outcome of your analysis says it's negative, this business plan doesn't make sense. Don't be curt out there and go back to your boss and say, hey, this doesn't make sense. Well, your boss would expect, how do you make it work? That's why we all exist. So if your analysis is negative, find out ways and run up scenarios that give you a positive picture as well, and go back to your boss with those recommendations that these are the scenarios which I was asked to run. They are negative. However, we can make this proposition work if we change the pricing by X, or if we can reduce a cost, or whatever it is. Go back with solutions. Whenever you are asked to do something, put in a little bit extra from yourself. Analyze, think thoroughly before you, in zest, just send out something that's half-baked. That's not why you were hired. You were really hired to make your boss, make your manager and your department a lot more productive. Try to see that big picture and thrive in it. Another point, we all like to do some glamorous work. We all feed ourselves with a lot of media and Hollywood and Bollywood movies that show people walking around in suits, going for a nice soccer game together, or going for, socializing events with celebrities and whatnot. And we somehow carry that impression of the corporate world. Well, there's only so little of glamorous work out there. Most of the work out there is critical. Most of the work requires you to get your hands dirty, get in deep into details. Yes, there are moments of limelights, but they are few. So do not look forward to have that glamorous assignment right from day one. What you should be looking for is how can you contribute to make your overall organization more effective in what you've been assigned. And lastly, but this is the most important point, your manager is a very important person in the organization and where you are working. It is extremely important that you build up a very good rapport where both of you understand each other. Show him or her your respect. Try to understand your manager's agenda. What is it that he needs to deliver? And make sure your work is in perfect synchronization with that. It's your job to make him look good. It's your job to make his department be highly productive. Do not take on avoidable fights with your managers. We all now work in very flat organizations. We might have a manager who's just a couple of years our senior, if not similar to our batch, or whatever the reason may be. And you might feel that, well, I am much smarter than this person, or I have more skills than this person, so why am I reporting to him? Well, here's the hard fact. Maybe you've got a very smart manager and he's hired you simply because he knows you're smarter than him. Simply because he knows that there are things he can't do which you can, and it's needed for the department. It has to be a very, very symbiotic relationship. Try to invest in it. Never try competing with your boss. Your organization will always have a higher perceived value for your manager who's managing much more than you are. Your manager has 100 more responsibilities than you do, right? And much lesser time for you. So it's your responsibility how you make this work. All of that said, I will like to say over here, if you've tried everything to make things work at your organization or in your dream job and your dream company, yet something is not working. You've spoken to your HR, you've spoken to your manager, yet every day you're waking up tired and you're simply not looking forward to going to work, then it may be time that you look out. It may be time you rethink about your career choice and see what is it that you really want. Speak to a few mentors. All said and done, happiness is the key ingredient for any kind of success. Nothing can precede it. So make sure while you give your best, you're also getting the positive energy from work that's needed for you to keep going on and on for years. All the best.